She was curled up behind the storage shelves, small, trembling, and trying her best to disappear from the world. I thought she was a runaway thief. But when she finally raised her eyes, I realized she was the only person who could put my broken life back together. The day I found her sleeping in my shop started like any other, quiet, slow, and painfully ordinary. My little hardware shop sat at the corner of a small street in a peaceful American town, the kind of place where people waved at each other and news traveled faster than the wind. I had opened early that morning, sweeping the dust from the floor and trying to ignore how empty life felt since my wife passed away 2 years earlier. Grief had a strange way of fading on the surface while carving deeper inside. I had learned to smile again, talk again, run my shop again, but the inside of me felt hollow, like someone had turned off the lights and forgotten how to turn them back on. That morning, something felt different. The back room light was flickering. Odd, because I always turned off all lights before locking up. At first, I thought maybe I had been careless the previous night, too tired to notice. But then, as I walked toward the storage shelves, I heard it, a soft, shaky breathing. My heart kicked into my ribs. I stepped forward slowly, flashlight in my hand, ready to face whoever was hiding there. And then I saw her. A small girl, maybe 17 or 18, curled up behind the paint cans and toolboxes. Her clothes were dirty, worn out, her hair tangled, and her arms wrapped tightly around herself as if she could shrink small enough to vanish. She was asleep, but not peacefully. Even in her sleep, her face held fear. I didn't know whether to wake her, call the police, or quietly walk away and pretend I saw nothing. But something in my chest tugged me forward. Hey, you okay? I whispered gently. Her eyes snapped open, huge, terrified, like a deer cornered in headlights. She scrambled backward, hitting the wall with a thud. Please don't call the cops, she choked, voice trembling so hard it broke something inside me. I wasn't stealing anything, I swear. I just needed somewhere warm. And just like that, every suspicion in me dissolved. She didn't look like a thief. She looked like a child who had been running for too long. I lifted my hands slowly, palms open. It's okay. I'm not calling anyone. You're safe. She didn't believe me at first. Her shoulders were shaking, breath uneven, and eyes darting from the exit to me like she was deciding whether to run. What's your name? I asked softly. She hesitated before whispering, Lily. A fragile name. A fragile soul. I offered her a bottle of water and watched as she gulped it down like she hadn't had a drink in days. When was the last time you ate? I asked. She looked down. Yesterday. I think. I swallowed the lump in my throat, grabbed a snack bar from the counter, and handed it to her. She held it for a moment, then tears fell onto the wrapper. Not because of the food, but because someone had shown her kindness. That moment changed something in me. A girl crying over a granola bar should never happen. Not in this world. I didn't ask her for explanations or reasons she was homeless. I didn't ask where she came from or who she'd left behind. I simply said, you can stay here for a bit. Just until you rest. She nodded slowly, wiping her tears with the sleeve of her oversized jacket. I led her to the small office chair and offered her my old coat to keep warm. She wrapped it around herself, looking smaller than ever. For the next few hours, she sat quietly while I worked. She watched people come and go, kept her hands folded in her lap, and flinched every time the shop bell rang. She was scared of something, or someone. I could feel it. By noon, I made her a grilled cheese sandwich in the tiny kitchen area behind the shop. She ate in silence, but her eyes softened a little. I wanted to ask her what she was running from, but I didn't push. Instead, I said, you don't have to talk. Just know you are safe here. And that was when she whispered, no one has said that to me, in years. I froze. Years? What kind of life had she lived? But again, I didn't push. Over. The next few days, she returned. She never asked for anything, never touched $1 from the shop, never caused trouble. She would sweep the floor, arrange shelves, help customers. She didn't want payment. She wanted purpose. And slowly, like watching a flower open after a long winter, I saw her change. She smiled more. She laughed sometimes. She even teased me about how I always forgot to label boxes. One afternoon, while restocking toolkits, she looked at me with eyes glistening with something heavier than usual and whispered, do you ever feel like, When someone helps you, you don't know how to deserve it. I nodded. Every day, I said quietly. After my wife passed, people tried to help me. I never felt deserving. But that's the thing about kindness. It isn't given because you earned it. It's given because someone cares. She looked down, voice breaking. No one ever cared for me. And for the first time, she told me the truth. She had grown up in a broken home. Parents addicted. Violence a daily routine. She ran away because she would rather sleep in the cold than live in fear. My heart ached hearing the story of a child forced to become an adult long before her time. I told her she could stay as long as she needed. Days turned into weeks. Weeks into months. One evening, I found her crying quietly behind the counter. "What's wrong?" I asked. She shook her head. "I'm scared that one day you'll tell me to leave." I placed a hand gently on her shoulder. "Lily, you're family now. You're not going anywhere." Something changed in her eyes then, something soft and warm. Something like trust. A few months later, something changed in me too. I realized my shop wasn't quiet anymore. It wasn't dull. It wasn't lonely. It had laughter again. It had warmth again. It had someone humming while sweeping the floor, someone asking me what I wanted for lunch, someone teasing me when I misplaced my glasses. My life wasn't hollow anymore. The lights inside me had been turned on again. And the person who turned them on was a girl who once slept on my shop floor. Then one morning, a social worker walked in. My heart sank instantly. She had found Lily. But instead of dragging her away, she explained something. "We've been trying to locate her family to ensure her safety, but she listed you as her emergency contact." Lily stood beside me, trembling, her hand gripping the edge of my shirt like a terrified child. The social worker then asked me, "Would you be willing to become her guardian?" That moment, I didn't hesitate. Not for a second. "Yes," I said, "as long as she wants me to be." Lily broke down in tears and hugged me, really hugged me, for the first time. That hug felt like sunlight. Today, she's not the scared, shivering girl hiding behind storage shelves. She's living with me. Studying again. Working part-time. Laughing. Growing. Healing. And she saved me as much as I saved her. People think I changed her life. But the truth is, she changed mine. She didn't say many words. She didn't need to. Because sometimes the quietest people carry the loudest miracles inside them. And sometimes, family finds you in the most unexpected corners, like a small girl sleeping on a cold shop floor, waiting for someone to tell her she finally mattered.